Okay. Are you ready for a secret? I was talking about who you are not versus who you are. Who you are not, the Dishrag, all of the feelings you have about yourself, all of the experiences you've obtained as you've gone through this life so far and will continue to gather, that is still who you are. Oh, I can hear ya. First of all, you're shocked and you're going, what? You're puzzled, confused as heck, and then you're getting out and out angry saying, Lori, what the heck? You just spent all this time telling me I'm none of that stuff, and now you're telling me that I am? What the heck? You're crazy. I don't want to listen to you anymore. You don't know what you're talking about. Oh, I hear you. I understand, and I get it. I was there, and it took me a long time to get my head around that. You see, I thought that all I needed to do and everything I've been learning and the self-help books and the this, that, and the other were teaching me that I had to remove that who I was not part of me, remove that shadow, wipe it from existence, and then all that would be left is who I truly am, my sacred self. It doesn't work that way. I am sorry, but it doesn't work that way. We are a dual being. We live in a dual existence. There's light and dark. There's black and white. There's opposites. That's the way it is. It happens in our body. Even our brain is cut into two different parts. But anyway, it's a dual existence. And that means that the shadow part, all of these things we are not, and the sacred part, all of these things we are, make up the totality of our being. The challenge to being in a place of dynamic, bold brilliance and bounty is to bring these two together so that you can walk the middle path. That is where the power is. If you're on one extreme of the shadow or one extreme of the sacred, it's out of balance. It's not harmonious. It's not going to lead you on to the direction or in the direction of your soul purpose. So the challenge is to balance this, okay? So you think about it like going up some stairs, if you will. So let's just say you started here. Here's your head. And you're now up here. What's happening in between, and I've made you a little bit too big for this, but basically this part of the step, there's a shadow being cast. Think of a light coming down from up here somewhere, and its beam of light is shooting down the stairwell. Well, what happens? It doesn't get every aspect of the staircase in there. There are shadow areas right in here. And you need to pass through each of those shadow areas to get to the next step. And that's what your journey is. That's what your journey to paradise is and continues to be as long as you are in this body, is one step and then another and then another. So right now you've passed through one shadow and you're here, and you're passing through another on your way to this step. And then you'll pass through some more as you keep going up. Here, maybe I can do this a little bit easier here. There's your shadow. You're passing through that and up you go to this step. The point is, you are made up of who you are and who you are not. And I encourage you to think of who you are not as a gift. A gift that is totally part of your soul purpose. Because I talked about the duality and the opposites. You could not know who you want to be if you didn't know who you don't want to be. And you couldn't know who you don't want to be unless you know who you want to be. And you couldn't walk that powerful middle path if you didn't recognize, accept, and love both. The idea is to love the shadow part of you, to see it as a gift, to thank it, to bless it, to bring it into your existence. Tell it it's done its duty. Wrap it up in a ball and put it in a little pocket, if you will, inside of you. But don't try and get rid of it altogether, because it will never happen. And it will start to rear its ugly head, and you will start to say, oh, I thought I was done with this. You will never be done with it. And it will. From time to time, all of the stuff in your shadow is going to try and jack you up. A lot of people call it the ego. You might hear people say, oh, my ego is running wild again. That's kind of what's going on. It doesn't like not being in control. Laugh it off, smile, thank it, and just push it away. You understand where that was, where you've been. You don't necessarily want to go there anymore. You thank and love and bless it and own it in order to walk the path in the middle and show more of who you are meant to be, the strong, confident being that embraces what went on, embraces all the things considered bad and painful and hurtful in life, recognizing it as a gift, blessing and thanking that gift, and moving forward. Being authentic and real and raw about what's happened also will give you the empathy for everyone else around you. And so when you go to judge someone, you'll find yourself at one point smiling and saying, oh, well, you know, just commenting, making an observation. You will also find that you will not be necessarily projecting a belief system onto the world. You'll actually be seeing through a filter, a veil that you had constructed for so many years, and looking at things from a totally different place, from a place of up high, from a place of paradise, from a place of openness and love, from a place of receiving. It is your right and your responsibility to receive just as much as you've been giving and giving and giving. And that means being open. And we can't receive when we're like this. And when we walk around in our mind and in our physical plane, this is how we are. When we operate from a place of spirit, we are like this. We are open. And we are accepting of whatever goes on. Anything. Because we are coming at it with, from the top of the pyramid, from the soul purpose aspect, from the place that Garrett J. White calls with divine eyes, we are looking at things and we understand. We see beyond the surface. The surface is changing. Everything we see, this chair, my arm, my face, everything is changing. The constant that doesn't change comes from spirit. It is unending and unchangeable. And when you start to have divine eyes and look at the world that way, everything that appears to be going on, when you look at it with just the physical eyes, you take it takes on a whole different way of reacting, way of taking action, way of being. Lots for you to take in. I really understand that. That's tomorrow's lesson. Phew, there is so much for you to do, so much for you to take in here. As I say, I understand all that. Okay, what I encourage you to do now is to go to byronkatie.com and begin the work. I also encourage you to start looking at some spiritual readings. Dr. Wayne Dyer has lots of books. Marianne Williamson, Deepak Chopra, Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, Stillness Speaks. Those are great books. That's just a few off the top of my head. And I'll be giving you a list to add to your toolbox. But I encourage you to go and find your own spirit guides, those that will direct you in whatever form that may be. I also encourage you to look into meditation. And I don't mean some woo-woo thing where you're sitting up on top of the mountain forever. I mean getting grounded. Because as we go through our busy lives, so when we operate in here and here, it's chaotic. And our mind never stops. In order to get to the place of stillness, in order to access the spirit and really understand soul purpose, we need to be still. A very, very powerful way of getting there is through meditation. There are tons of ways to meditate. I encourage you to explore as many as you want, either looking on the internet, Google it, or talking to people within your neighborhood and in your community. I also encourage you to get out walking in nature and walking with purpose and focus in the now. Look at everything going on around you. Don't just go for a walk to get your body moving. Go for a walk with all of your senses. Be as present as you can be. Now that's going to come in and out, but the more you do it, the easier it will become, and the more you will find that you are spending more time in the now, which is the only moment we have. And when you read Eckhart Tolle, you'll understand that a little bit better too. I also encourage you to start listening to what's going on in the old gut, woman's intuition, whatever you want to call it. I challenge you and encourage you. Now go out there and collect the information online or from others, but don't necessarily take that to be gospel. Take it all in, sort through it, and find what works for you. I also encourage you to reframe the questions when you are asking for information from others. A lot of us, we go to people, our family and our friends, and we say, what should I do? I don't know what to do. What should I do? And they're more than happy to tell us. And if you talk to 10 people, you're going to get 10 different opinions. And if you try to do all the 10 things that they tell you to do, you don't get anywhere, and you get confused and you get frustrated. I invite you to approach the people and say, what do you think about, or how do you handle? Now, they're still going to give you their opinion, and they're still going to tell you what to do. But the thing is, when you reframe the question that way, you are only gathering information. You don't feel you need to take on what they are telling you. You're just gathering information. And once you have some information in a certain area, meditate. Sit still, close your eyes, deep breathe, and then ask the question about whatever it is you're wanting to know about. And listen. Get still. Listen to the voice inside of you. Or listen to the feeling inside of you. Or be aware of what's going on after you come out of your meditation and you resume your day-to-day things. Because the voice of spirit is not necessarily in words. It could be in anything. And if you are focused and in the now and prepared for an answer, because you always will get an answer, then you will know it. And you will know it is just for you. Okay, take this on, come back and watch this video several times, scratch your head, ask questions of yourself, and then go find answers. I'm Lori F. Dean, and whew, good job. Thanks for coming so far, and I will see you in the next video.